Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Kumar. I want to just give the idea about the subject that is electronic devices and circuit. In this first topic I am taking here, and that is the diode, that is the p-n junction diode. So, what is the prerequisite for this subject? That is the diode. Is we have to have the knowledge of the physics. Now let's start the p-n junction diode. In this we will discuss about what is a p-n junction diode, how we can make a p-n junction diode, what is the working, what is the forward bias properties, what is the reverse bias properties, as well as some ideal condition. Now let's have the theory of p-n junction diode. Before going to the construction part of this, let's have this a basic idea about the semiconductor. We know what is the semiconductor. Semiconductor is nothing but the, you can say, the part of a solid. Means we have the three type of solid. One is the conductor, one is the insulator, and third is the semiconductor. Semiconductor lies in between the conductor and the insulator. Its resistance power is greater, you can say the less than the conductor but greater than the insulator. So here this conductivity we can say is greater than insulator but less than conductor. So now we have to take the two types semiconductor material. One is the p-type, one is the another n-type. Now when a p-type semiconductor material is suitably joined to a n-type semiconductor material, the contact surface is called the p-n junction diode. Here you can see this is the p-type semiconductor material having the majority charge carriers or holes, and there is a n-type semiconductor material having the negative charge and as a majority charge carriers is the electron. When we join together by the process of the diffusion, the electrons will move from n to p and the holes is moving from p to n, and recombination will take place. After some time, a layer of immobile ions will stuck just nearby this junction. This line you can see here, you can see the junction. So because of they will not get the free charge carriers over there for the recombination, as well as the p region as well as the n region. So they are stuck nearby this junction. Now they can't recombine it because the junction in between that, but they are stuck over due to their attraction. So we got a layer of immobile ions. Now due to this immobile ions layer, the movement of the charge carrier from n to p and p to n is totally stopped, and this layer is nothing but we can say the depletion region. If you want to take a terminal from negative and the terminal from the positive, so we'll get the potential difference in between this positive negative terminal. This is called the barrier potential. Why it is so called the barrier potential? Because it is exist in the depletion region. So in the previous slide, this we have seen how can made the semiconductor p-n junction diode. So we can say the p-n junction diode is also called the semiconductor diode. The left side material is the p-type semiconductor having negative acceptor ions and the positive charge holes. The right side material is the n-type semiconductor having the positive donor ions and the free electrons. So now this is the symbol of p-n junction diode. One triangle is shown with the vertical line, and this is called your P, and this vertical line is for the N, and this side is for the anode and this side is for the cathode. Here you can see that the p-n junction diode symbol. So we can say that suppose the two pieces are suitably treated to form p-n junction, and there is a tendency for the free electrons from n type to diffuse over to the p side and holes from p to n side. This process is called diffusion. That's already told you. When we combine p or n type semiconductor material, the positive charge ions as well as the negative charge is moved across the junction and recombination will take place. This process is called the diffusion. The left side material is a p-type semiconductor having the negative acceptor ions and the positive charge holes. The right side material is the n-type semiconductor having the positive acceptor ions and the free electron. In this fashion, we are getting the recombination will take place and in the p-n junction diode. As the free electrons move across the junction from n to p type, positive donors were uncovered. Hence, the positive charge is built on the N side of the junction. At the same time, the free electrons cross the junction and uncover the negative acceptance by the filling in the holes. Therefore, net negative charge is established on the P side of the junction. Means in this fashion, we can say when the charge gets moved from P to N and N to P, then there are a recombination will take place, and after some time a layer of immobilized ion is formed nearby the junction. It is having a negative ions at the P side and the positive ions at the N side. So this is called that is a depletion region or depletion layer that already I told you. When a sufficient number of donor and receptor ions is uncovered, further diffusion is prevented. Means when when some more charge is moved from valence means you can say valence band to the conduction band, means no conduction will take place due to the insufficient number of the donor receptor ions. So in this fashion further diffusion is prevented, means no diffusion will take place. Thus a barrier is set up against further movement of the charge carriers. This is called the potential barrier or the junction barrier. The potential is one of the order of the 0.1 to 0.3 volt. Note, we can say outside this barrier on each side of the junction the metal is still neutral. Only inside the barrier there is a positive charge on N side and a negative charge on the P side. This is called the depletion layer. In the previous two slides we have seen the how depletion layer is formed. Now here we can say until unless we have not connect any battery to the two terminal, that is a P side or N side. This is called, you can say, the zero biased P injection diode, means it is called the unbiased diode. Here you can see this is the P region and this is the N region. Now this is the PN junction in between them, and in this we are not connecting any battery, so it is the zero biased PN junction diode. Here you can see the symbol of PN junction diode. It is a triangle is showing that it is a P, and this bar or vertical bar is showing the N. So this is the symbol of PN junction diode. It is just having one, if it is not taking the ideal condition, so definitely one resistance is always appears in the series with this diode, and this is called the zero bias. Here you can see the graph that is having the voltage and this forward current. So it is if you are not getting any voltage across this terminal, so it will provide the barrier potential that is exists in between the depletion region. It is in the fashion of 0.3 to 0.7. 0.3 is for the approx germanium, and 0.7 is approx 0.7 is for the silicon PN junction diode. Now we have to connect the battery across the terminal of P and N side of PN junction diode. So battery having the two terminal, one is the positive side, one is the negative side. So there is a two possibilities that we connect the battery terminal to P and N type semiconductor network, that is a PN junction diode. Suppose we are connecting the positive terminal of battery to the P side and negative terminal of battery to the N side. So this type of biasing connection is called the forward biasing of PN junction diode. So what will happen in this configuration? Let's have a check. Let's have a look. Due to the we know that the negative charge carriers of P region is having the positive ions. So these positive ions will repel from this positive terminal of battery, and then forcefully they will move across this N region, as well as in similar fashion the negative region having the negative ions. So this negative ions will repel from this negative terminal of battery forcefully towards the P region. Means again recombination will take place due to the this battery connection. So this is called the forward biasing, and this fashion we will get the amount of current. So here you can see now it is a symbol of a diode. There is the internal resistance of a diode, and this is the battery exchange battery that we are connecting. So after connecting the battery, we are getting the one graph in between the voltage and the forward current that is flowing in this region. Now let's have a graph over there. Now this is your forward voltage. X-axis we are taking the some forward voltage, and the Y-axis we are taking from forward current. Right. Here you can see the graph. Although we are applying the voltage 0.1 volt, 0.2 volt, 0.3 volt, 0.4 volt, 0.5 volt, 0.6 volt, 0.7 volt, means approx 0.7 volt we are not getting almost zero current while we are applying some voltages over there. And after the 0.7 volt we are getting the graph, means it almost is follow the Ohm's law for any silicon diode. So what's the reason behind that? Means why not getting a amount of current although we are applying the voltage up to the 0.7. So let's have a look. We know that the barrier voltage that exists in between this depletion region for the silicon diode is a zero point 0.7 volt. So we can say there is a two type of voltage or two type of battery is now is connected in this circuit. One is external battery that we have applied, and one is the internal voltage appears that acting as a battery that appears in this diode. So suppose we are applying the voltage start from the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, means up to until unless this voltage will uh, will overcome this voltage. Means in other words we can say until unless this voltage will overcome this voltage, it will not allow to flow the current through it. It will oppose the flow of movement of the charge carrier from N to P and P to N region. Then only we are not getting any amount of current up to the point zone. Whenever this battery voltage is overcome to this internal voltage, that is a barrier voltage VB, that is the 0.7 for the silicon, then only this will now in the active mode. So after that 0.7 we will get the amount of current that is almost follow the Ohm's law. This is for the forward bias PN junction diode graph in between the forward voltage and the forward current. Now on the other hand, if we connected the negative terminal of battery to the P region and positive terminal of battery to the N region, so this type of biasing is called the reverse biasing of PN junction diode. Now what will happen in this region? Now in this region, if now this is the positive charge carriers, now they will attract towards this negative terminal of battery, and the N region negative ions will attract towards positive terminal of battery. So both the charge carriers move away from the junction, means they will not across the junction. They will not move across the junction. Recombination will not take place. So we know that until unless we are not getting any amount of current, until unless recombination will take place. So in this fashion, we will not get any amount of current due to the majority charge carriers. And in this region, depletion layer will get wider. So means we will not get any amount of current due to the majority charge carriers. But here you can see the circuit diagram. N is connected to the positive terminal battery and P is connected to the negative terminal battery. So in this fashion, now it is acting as a open switch, means we will not get any amount of current due to the negative charge. So there is a graph in between the we are applying the reverse voltage. Although we are applying a lot of voltage, but we are not getting any amount of current. But a point is reached where we will get a large amount of current due to the breakdown. Now this is called the breakdown region. Why it is happened? Because one theory is behind that, it is called the breakdown mechanism or breakdown theory. Whenever we apply the large amount of voltage towards the charge carriers, this is the minority charge carriers, they will get excited. They will get energy from this battery terminal or this voltage. So they will move towards the outermost of it. While moving outermost, obviously they will collide with each other. So their heat is produced. So heat is produced due to the two things. One is the collision, and one is the here movement of the charge carrier. So sometimes it is so violent, it is burn out the junction. So the junction is totally burned out. So we will get the large amount of current. So in this fashion, it is called the reverse bias junction diode. Now here are some graph of junction ideal and the real characteristics. Now this is the first ideal diode. Ideal diode means we are getting the such type of graph in the forward bias and the reverse bias. This is the PN junction diode symbol. In the forward bias, it is acting as a closed switch, means we are getting large, it's a complete, means it follows the total Ohm's law. And the reverse bias will not get any amount of voltage or current over there. In the reverse bias condition, it will follow this graph. Means if you are taking the silicon, then after 0.7 voltage we will get the amount of current. It is a real diode, and this is the real diode, means it will act as a forward bias, but it also shows their inbuilt battery. For silicon it is 0.7 and for germanium it is 0.3. In the reverse bias, although it is open switch, but we will get the very small amount of voltage due to this internal barrier voltage, that is the 0.7. Now here is the diode equivalent circuit. We can say it is generally preferable to replace a device or system by its equivalent circuit once the device is replaced by the equivalent circuit. The resulting network can be solved by traditional circuit in this circuit. So this is, you can say, this is the diode symbol, and it is nothing but, you can say, acting as a switch. This is the internal voltage and one is the internal resistance of the diode. So total overall voltage must be a summation of these voltages. So there is the, and we can say in this topic we have learned about the what is diode, how it is made, what is the forward and reverse bias capacities, as well as its ideal voltages. Thank you.